I fell in love with photographing at night, both for how cool the product looks and how beautiful the pictures can be. To see this capture of the Milky Way and its brilliance, or this place in a different light that's not daylight. It's all about capturing the sense of scale that photographing the earth or the sky at night creates. Iceland is an environment very much where nature is always present. Timing to photograph at night is certainly a critical aspect. It's literally 10 times harder when it's cold and you're in the dark and tired and fumbling around for stuff and looking for views. So always try and scout things out in advance if you can. 90% of it is preparation and 10% of it is the actual execution. I think the biggest thing when you're photographing at night is to be open-minded. Sometimes conditions are going to change and your pictures are not going to turn out how you thought, despite the biggest amount of planning, both with equipment and logistics and weather. And that's something you just have to live with. And you have to enjoy the pursuit and the process of it. There's a few apps I like to use to plan my shoots. The first app that I use, it's called Dark Sky Finder, which is a map of how bright and how dark places are. I also use an app called Photo Pills, and it actually superimposes a three-dimensional view of the sky based on your location and where you are. It will also show you when it will be completely dark, twilight, or sunrise or sunset. So it's a very robust and useful app for a lot of the timing that is needed to pull off these night shots. Your natural shake and movement will make the image blurry, so having a tripod is critical for longer exposures at night. I've had the same tripod for 9 years. I've beaten it up, it's been all over the world with me, and it's well worth the investment. The other important investment you want to make is a full frame camera. It gives you a wider angle of view and also better high ISO capability. Start with an ISO of 1600 and an exposure of 30 seconds to see how you need to change the exposure to properly create your vision in the image. When you take a long exposure, you're essentially capturing all that light over a period of time. So what the camera's showing is even more enhanced than what we're seeing with the human eye. The technology and the tools are just a means to put the vision that's in my mind into reality. Generally speaking, I will photograph just under starlight. It's good to have a headlamp or a flashlight that has a red filter or red lens, because the red light allows you to see at night but also retain your vision more strongly. What I like doing too is doing some basic light painting. I prefer to use a LED light and sometimes fill in the foreground. At the end of the day, this is a creative process and you don't want to get stuck into one method. Document or photograph things that have a resonance with you. If you feel an emotion to it or a reaction to it, that might be worth capturing. You want to be so in the zone that you're losing track of time, that you're totally focused and 100% in on creating something that is wholly and uniquely yours.